Where we left off last week was people were giving their quick, like 1-minute presentations or whatever on what their project's supposed to was. So if anyone hasn't done that, we should continue doing that for any new projects or anyone who didn't get to our last week. Who still hasn't given their 1-minute pitch? Let's start. Were you here last week? Okay, so what this is basically a 1-minute description of what the project is. Kind of not going into any technical details, but more trying to sell it. Like why should you be working on this project? Why should you be giving money to develop this? And then you don't need to talk to everyone.
Our project is to create a database for a food pantry, and I've actually worked with this food pantry. The database that they have right now is Microsoft Access. It's got a ton of bugs and it's really bad. So we're going to create a new database for them, and we're going to do like a Python database. And just to give it a little perspective, this past weekend they served 60 different households in the Detroit area, and most of those families were actually new.
Just keep in mind that you are addressing everyone here, not me. So.
Okay.
Hey guys, I'm Roland. Myself, Jake, and Maya are working on Milky Way Home this summer. It's a computational physics, computer science project. Most of the code is written in C. There's some OpenCL for GPUs and a little bit of Lua scripting language. I guess we potentially have room for one more if anyone's interested. Oh, so it's a distributed computing project using BOINC. I think it runs on like 40,000. So there's a lot of computing power that we have access to. So it's a really interesting project, and it's kind of like a supercomputing, but not on a single computer.
I'm Tracy, and I'm working on the Music Theory RPG. And it's basically a video game that's supposed to teach, but also do it in a more fun way. Because something that I've dealt with a lot when I've attempted to interact or play with these teaching tools that just make it fun and interactive. It's a lot of times I feel like they become more interactive textbooks, but still have trouble keeping old teaching methods behind. So I'm hoping to bring newer ideas to this video game realm, I guess. And it's in Python. I'm the only person working on it.
Hi guys, I'm Isa. This is James. This is Eric. We're working on Card Sharp. It's an open source C# library that's meant for just doing discrete probability and odds calculations for playing poker. So like figuring out based on what's in play, what's your next best move, and other things like that. Statistical calculation.
I'm Brian. This is Andrew. We're working on a website called Akamundia, which is basically it's sort of a Kickstarter with GitHub in that collaborate on ideas and inventions and things that you want to get either funding for or help with technologically and skill-wise. So there's different ways that you can fund projects. You can, contribute ideas, skills, money, time, anything really. So and it's just a way to help kickstart projects.
Hi, I'm Hunter. We're doing a project on the Showboxers from a Chinese traditional game. It's a multiplayer RPG game. And in this game, our player's aim is to it's like trying to get living in the United States. In that game, you can experience everything. It's everything in Dynasty. So you're like going back to Dynasty and experience everything, and you can be a merchant, you can be a student, you can be a lawyer, you can be everything in that history.
Hey, I'm Joe Moro. I'm working on Project Jojo. It's an online gaming platform based around users paying against each other. Azure, it's platform currency. We're using C# and .NET right now, and we're using new games. We're working on a game-related project that we have to launch.
All right, I guess I'll go.
Yeah.
My project is based on a data structure somewhere that I had. It's the one where you have like a kitchen and it has ingredients in it and recipes, and you try to see what you can make with your current ingredients or what you're missing for a recipe. We're going to expand it to have a grocery list feature where you put down what you're shopping for, you check it off afterward, and it adds it to your kitchen. And then also a kind of like recipe finder where you type in a recipe that you want to find, and then your submarine explodes. You put in a recipe you want to find, and then it goes to common food websites and tries to find the perfect recipe. And I think that's it.
Similar reverse cookbook thing last summer.
Yeah, I think there've been a few.
Hi. Hi, this is my partner Jason. We're working on an Android app called RPI Walk. It's going to be a campus navigation app. So like if you're on like some place on campus and want to know the fastest way to get to another place, you just kind of like enter it, and it'll find like a couple different routes you can take. It's also going to have like a scheduling feature, so you can enter in your classes, and we'll remind you like when you should leave to get to classes on time based on like the fastest routes around campus. So we'll do some like cool stuff with like averaging the time different users get between locations to give you like a better estimate of how fast you can get there.
Hi, I'm Tom, and this is Sam. So we're looking at Android and iOS devices, and we're going to build an application that tries to prevent you from texting and driving by using the accelerometer and the gyroscope to detect your speed. And we're going to do a lot of testing, and then we're going to use Objective-C and Java to code. So it's just us to if you're interested in this thing.
My project is contributing to the Open Course project. It's about developing virtual hardware on FPGAs to provide like easy access to smaller companies that don't have the resources to purchase already made cores from larger companies.
I'm working on SharpNav. That's a navigation, mesh generation, and pathfinding library written entirely in C# and portable to as many platforms as possible.
I'm working on a simulation for dark matter rings to see if dark matter rings make sense. Basically, we're going to be throwing a dwarf galaxy in once we have the simulation working, seeing how it evolves, and making sure that it does what it should do. And this is being written mostly in C.
I guess I'll go since I'm actually going to be working on a project this summer as well. I'm going to be working on Hackadex, which is a GitHub or open source project indexing solution that will basically take a repository or a collection of projects, something like the entire GitHub user base, and index them based on language, coding styles, various keywords, libraries used, all sorts of stuff, so that you can then create a profile that will match you to projects, so that you can find a project that matches your coding style, languages you prefer. And frameworks you're already familiar with. So if that's everyone, what we're going to do now is have the mentors come up here and each briefly give an introduction on sort of what their background is. And then after that, what we're going to do is assign projects to mentors. The way we want to do that is have you guys come to the mentor that you think best fits your project. So if people want to be mentors, come up here. So I guess I'll start. Most of you probably know who I am. I'm Gerald Licky. I'm an electrical engineering student, sort of, but I've done a bunch of open source hardware stuff. So I guess if you're planning on doing an open source hardware project, I'd be a good person to talk to. Outside of RPI, I work as a director of electrical systems at one company, and then I founded a company 2 years ago that does PCB manufacturing, assembly, and design consulting.
Hi there, I'm Soraya. I'm an electrical engineering major. I worked on an open source alarm clock for the past year before this, and you come to me if you want to work on hardware projects and also with software projects. I could just point you into the right direction with who can help you best. I'm also vice president of the Embedded Hardware Club and a lab manager for the Mercer Lab. So, yeah.
Before we continue, what we should probably actually be doing, that I didn't do, is say like what languages we like working in. If we're going to be mentoring your project, we should probably be mentoring something that like we both know the programming language, you don't need it. So yeah, I hate Python. Don't come to me if
All right, I'm Robert. I'm a dual computer science and games major here. Most of the work I do is like C#. I know a lot of graphics, so if you're doing anything with OpenGL, talk to me. I've also done a decent bit of like Arduino and some like Python web dev stuff. I've also done some Android. I don't particularly like Java, but I can work with it. So if you have any questions.
I'm Nicholas Pitt. I'm a computer science major, and I did a lot of web dev stuff, albeit Django, which I don't really like, but deal with PHP, JavaScript. If you have questions about that, I'll be willing to answer those. I'm also working on a C# project this semester. It's all serial, so if you're doing serial or Arduino stuff, you obviously can talk to probably anybody here, but I've also done that. So.
I'm Theo Brown. I'm also a computer science major and also good at web development. Basically anything but Django and Python. I can, or anything server-based too. I know way more SQL than I ever want to have to process ever again. And anything Mac related to I'm pretty good with, and C++ and Java to an extent.
Hi, I'm Dan Foster. I'm a electrical and computer systems major, and I do a lot of work with hardware design, circuit board generation, but I also know C++, Java, Python, and I do a bit of web stuff as well.
Hey, I'm Andy Cocker-Ramadan. Last year I came for the Python and Java classes. I dabble a little bit in a bunch of stuff. I'm thinking about going into more web stuff. That's what I'm most comfortable with. I'm good with Java and Python, and yeah.
I'm Connor Amherst. I'm going to continue the web dev trend right here. I'm interested, I've worked with Ruby on Rails, as well as several client-side front ends. So if you're interested in Angular, Backbone, Marionette, I'm your guy.
Hi, my name is Daniel Beck. I'm a computer systems engineer. I work with C, C++, and Python. So if you want to do anything in those three languages, you can kind of find me. I do a little bit of web dev, not a lot. So yeah, don't come to me for web dev. Or at least if you are coming to me, I'll just point you to the right direction.
Joe Eduardo. I'm a computer science and games major. I'm a senior in the fall, and like I said before, working in uni
the past 2 years, C#, Python, Pygame library, and C++, and a little bit of Java.
Okay, so basically, what we're going to do now is physically move around the room so that you can come and talk to us without us being in one big pile in front here. And,
First, take your picture.
So squeeze down to the lights. All right, ready? Smile at everyone. So everyone, the plan then, the plan is to fill in the blank. What's the plan?
yeah, so we're going to move around the room. You're going to come to one of us based on whichever person you think will be a good fit for your project. And obviously, if your project is something that doesn't fit any of us, just come to whoever you like best or whatever. But in general, like if we don't know what, like how to help you on your project, we'll just point you to someone else. So the mentor doesn't need to be an expert, but it would make sense if they were. So yeah, once we've done that and you've found a mentor for your project, we'll deal with getting it added on Observatory so you can actually have your project listed on it.